Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video to kind of ground the quick lube real estate conversation in some pragmatism and some realism. Um, we talk a lot about with our model keeping things as lean as possible, and as an organization at the franchisor level, we're not out to nickel and dime our franchisees. We want the freedom to build the business without such a massive monkey on your back that you're unable to get out of that ramp up period. And so, the numbers that we're looking at in 2023 for what we're trying to do, we've accomplished something as an organization that I don't think anyone else in our space can even sniff right now. And so I just want to go through some of these facilities. I typed in oil change in Crexy, any price, so I didn't put a limit on the price. I just opened it up, and then I believe I just did new listings. So I scroll down a little bit. We're gonna start. We're gonna go through the math here just so we can see as we go through this, what is the landscape right now for a quick lube, right? So, whether it's a 2-bay facility or 3-bay facility is kind of immaterial, but right now in the world of the quick lube space, what does the market bear for rental income for these facilities? And what that means to you is, what are these other franchisees of these other brands paying for their monthly rent? So let's take this Take 5, and there's no rhyme or reason to the stores I'm picking. I'm actually just going to pick some random ones in different markets to kind of target different parts of the country, because I don't think it matters too much in the scope of where these buildings are. So right here, let's go ahead and keep this number. We're going to write down $90,000. That NOI, as we go through this, represents what the base rent is. That doesn't actually include taxes or anything like that, so just keep that in mind as well. So let's go back. We got one Take 5. Let's go ahead. Let's pick this 2-bay Strickland Brothers. That first store was in Florida, so we got the Southeast. This store is in North Carolina. Okay, their rent's $126,000 a year for a 2-bay in North Carolina. Let's go ahead and just use that as our Mid-Atlantic. I know that North Carolina people would not be happy to hear me say that, but Texas. Here we go, Take 5 in Texas. $110,000. All right, let's see if we can find one in the Midwest. Here's an interesting one. We'll do this New York one for Northeast. Let's see if we can find a different brand from Take 5. They're very heavy in real estate right now, so I don't want to skew too much that direction. $143,000. In that town, Depew just sounds like upstate New York. I have no idea. I'm just speculating, but that just rings upstate New York. All right, Alabama. Let's see. Come on, let's find something. Here we go. Iowa. Jiffy Lube. Mix it up a little bit. $115,000 a year in rent. All right, let's see if we can just find one Southwest, and we'll move on from this exercise and we'll just do the math. Aurora, Colorado. Let's take this Strickland Brothers. Looks like a 3-bay. Now, don't forget, there's a franchisee behind every single one of these leases. So these programs, typically, they put up a building, they're going to go ahead and build the building, hand you the keys, and then say, okay, you got to pay this rent starting today. That's how most of these programs work. So 105 5000. Okay, and that covers all parts of the country basically. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go ahead and just add these together, multiply it, divide it by 6, and then divide it by 12, and then you have what would be a fairly accurate representation of what the quick lube landscape's looking like for real estate. All right, 90,000 plus 126,000 plus 110,000. 3. Alright, let's go ahead and divide that by 6. So a blended average of 115,000, let's just say, divided by 12 is essentially 10 grand a month. 95.69, 95.69. So the average quick lube right now, their rent is nearly $10,000 a month. And why am I doing this video? What's the purpose of this video? Why am I talking about these other brands and what they're paying for rent? As an industry, we all have the same unit economics, while some of the other businesses, Take 5 and Strickland actually don't do a lot of other things outside of oil changes, maybe some flushes here and there, but all of these stores have the same unit economic capability. Your store has the same capability of doing the same amount of revenue as any one of these brands. And so when we look at this, why are we putting such an emphasis on keeping our rent costs low? Is because we're super sensitive to the ramp-up period. We're super sensitive, and you can look at other videos on the ramp-up period. Maybe I'll do a new one just to keep it fresh. But when we are talking about an industry, and I should have actually mixed in a Valvoline, right? It doesn't matter. It's going to be $100,000. I just, from going through these day in, day out, 80,000. I was short. I was over $20,000, so that's $80,000. Let's so this particular Valvoline in South Carolina, their franchisee pays $66.66. So in any case, well, this rent bump is pretty interesting though. I've never seen that. Long story short, guys, I don't want anyone to get too hung up on what the rent cost is. This goes for our vendors as well, goes for franchisees. At the end of the day, the success of the store comes down to, are we doing the things that are necessary to build the business the way we want to build it. Just so everyone's aware, I own some properties that are being developed, and so I eat my own dog food, right? The reason this building is priced at $495,000 or whatever it's priced at, $495, and it's listed by our good friend Peter Colvin, is because the rent on it is going to be probably something like $60,000 or $55,000 a year. And so we eat our own dog food. We're not doing things differently than what we say. We're not some of these other companies. So it's just important for us to be grounded in that reality that we've created a scenario that allows you to have the same upside as these other brands with a quicker ramp-up period, potentially, when things fall the way and when we fight for things to go the way that we want them to go. And so I think as these stores keep getting built and we start hammering in these construction costs and we start figuring out, okay, this is a really beneficial model to do things this way for both the consumer and you guys as the operators. So that's all we care about at the end of the day. That's all I care about is, making sure our operators don't have that monkey on their back. So that's it for this video, guys.